Arise news analyst and guest professor Pat Utomi are attempting to decipher the disturbing situation of the recent discovery of hundreds of thousands of voter cards in a bush in Nnewi North, which is the latest development leading up to the Nigeria 2023 election. As of now, no culprits have been identified, and INEC has not provided an official explanation.
The truth has to be said that these systems don't go away. Like what happened in Nnewi North, that a hunter found a lot of PVCs, and those PVCs were brought to Authority FM. People are collecting the PVCs.
Not be small thing, people of God, now this Authority FM in Nnewi, the premises. One hunter don't go pick plenty PVC when the door for inside account meeting, carry and come Authority FM premises. As it be so, all the plenty PVC went there for a year, way pass, if it don't reach 1 million, belong to Nnewi North. The ones who don't check, now Nnewi North people now get this PVC. May for tell everybody when it's Sabine, your friend and friend when we shall, your copper people when no see their PVC. May they find and come Authority FM compound and a person see the people when bring a call, they can't come Authority FM premises. As it be like this now. These PVC they were compound. Now the people where pick and be this, they carry and come, jump and they say they pick and for milli. And all the ones where don't check, all of them are Nnewi North. Umudim more of Umudim people, Okwelogo. Now here they can't jump and more. In case if you don't find your PVC go, say they say no see if you waka carry and come waka come Authority FM, come begin check and if you carry check on shall because plenty. Go fine. If you see your compound person own, we'll carry and send them. Now the people where bring a come be this. And at the bag when they say wrapper, it means say don't say. They wrap for inside this bag we don't dirty like this. Put her inside the booter. Control. Oga, which side say it's yourself?
I can't make you
for side the bed now, I can't make Okay. Share this video. Some people when they say they find their PVC election at this Saturday, see the PVC. It plenty will be small.
But most of the polling units are the polling units INEC released in their list that people are not going to be voting there. So despite people getting their PVCs now through the hunter, how is that going to be a case of reconciliation? That's one. Two.
Before I know vex, match break on your point number 2. Whether it is the attitude of INEC or their blatant disenfranchisement of voters, as seen in the case of Nnewi North voters, or their subtle denial of voting rights by shifting polling units 2 kilometers away from the original location, INEC is negatively impacting the credibility of the 2023 election results.
The Labour Party candidate that was killed in Enugu State, that was burnt. I mean, what would you say about those two things?
It's not the first time that Labour has been visited with such. I mean, you saw the rally in Lagos, you saw what happened that day. Why does democracy have to be this vicious? What is at stake? Rather than a different perspective on how to govern. Our problem is that we have made politics too attractive for criminally minded people. And so the Nigerian state has become almost a criminal enterprise. The most criminally minded are the ones most likely to grab power in the way Nigeria is configured. What do you do when that perception goes into global thinking that those who run Nigeria are criminals?
It's evident that this is a targeted assassination for political reasons. My inquiry pertains to the Nigerian police's inability to solve such cases, with the exception of a few high-profile instances where they have designated a scapegoat as the perpetrator. I welcome your thoughts on this issue and encourage you to share them in the comment section. Additionally, if you haven't already subscribed, now would be an excellent opportunity to do so in order to receive notifications of my upcoming videos.
I think that if the international community is to stop fussing around putting this funny thing on election peace and all of that, piece of the graveyard.
You don't believe in election peace? Why are you saying the international community is fussing around and putting this thing on election peace?
Because it is the form of it rather than the substance that they are dealing with. When the issues that lead to violence are not treated. Look, I was one of those who campaigned for an international criminal court. Our institutions are far too weak to allow the progress that we need. And so we should not do this thing about form. We should get to the substance. Why do people struggle so much for elections? Why should politics be so lucrative for reasons other than service to the people, that anybody who's, criminal enough or desperate enough wants to gain political power? These are the fundamental issues we should be tackling.
Nnewi, quickly.
Nnewi is a manifestation of the desperation of those who want to suppress the people and hold on to power. And this is why I say that it's an existential challenge for the Nigerian people where we are today. You can't look at that and say, oh, this process is okay. It's not okay. There are fundamental things wrong. How do you deal with the fact that INEC is even creating new polling stations and sending people 2 miles away from where they registered to vote, knowing what vehicular movement is like on elections day? How do you deal with this? I suggested, when I provided some of this criticism, that maybe there is a competence problem with logistics. It can happen. That is not a big problem. But can we take people who have capacity and infuse into the process? Private sector can volunteer to do certain things.